From the roots where the earth still speaks, to the fire where they always breathe. Hands of wisdom, time can't erase. Every drop got a story to say. Slow it down, feel the rhythm inside. This ain't rush, this is sacred design. From the soil to the soul to the light, what you hold is a gift of life. Feel it in your soul, give it, let the story unfold. Ancestral power in every drop. This that legacy, this don't stop. Rooted deep in you, give it, yes, pure and true. Not something you drink, you receive. This that energy you believe. Hey, hey. Give it. And this is where your elders hit and drums sing perfectly.
Greetings, one and all family. How you doing on this beautiful day of June 23rd? It's a Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday morning. Maybe it depends on where you're at this Tuesday evening. Welcome to another episode of King Simon Presents Only Quality People. I hope y'all enjoyed Professor Griff last night. Professor Griff had a good time with us. Remember, please do support his GoFundMe. And that link tree has been compromised, so we're going to take that down real quick. But please support our brother, Professor Griff. And of course, if you need to find out more about the GoFundMe and all of it, I'm going to put it in the link right now. I'm going to put it in the chat right now, just in case you need to find out more about what Professor Griff is doing. We had a great no holds barred conversation last night, and people are calling me. Telling me about how they enjoyed, Professor Griff. And big up to everybody that's reaching out to me right now and showing love for what I did with Professor Griff last night, what I did with Wesley Muhammad, myself and Sister Golda, what we did with Wesley Muhammad the other day. Ooh, answered a lot of questions. Believe me when I say he answered a lot of questions for a lot of people in regards to Scientology and much more, the UFO disclosures and all that kind of stuff. So today is a Tuesday. Let me turn the banner color into something that we can deal with here. There it is. Boom. The red is good for a Tuesday. All right. So make sure y'all support Rebel with a Cause, the GoFundMe, or go to his Warrior in the Garden website. Make sure you support our brother, Professor Griff. And just want to make sure that I'm promoting everything that I need to promote here. And as I'm looking through my my promotions here. All right. Remember, tomorrow, tomorrow I have Dr. Alicia coming in tomorrow. We're going to talk about the 7 reasons why your vision board is not working. And that's happening on Wednesday, June the 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We want to make sure that we clarify your purpose, focus your energy, align your actions, and create your reality through vision boards. So those people that are into setting vision boards and setting goals, I think tomorrow's presentation is going to be very good for those who are into vision board, especially because the 7th month is the law of attraction. And one thing about the number 7, because it has that boomerang look, that whatever you throw back, it comes back at you. You got to make sure that your intentions, your intuitive intentions, your physical intentions, and what you spiritually want to come back to you is put out there, and make sure so that when you throw that boomerang, it will come back to you so you can catch it with the most positive, energetic, active, and constant elevated perspective. So tomorrow we got this beautiful sister coming with us, a dear friend of mine for many years, of course. And then I think Thursday and let me see, yeah, I got my calendar in front of me. Thursday and Friday, I got some meetings to deal with. But on Sunday, I got my brother for Black Music Month again, Elijah Shabazz. We're going to do what we got to do from one of the brothers from out of the Nation of Islam that was heavily into the music, heavily into discipline, and what happened to the message in the music. He was right there with a lot of the greats and supporting a lot of those brothers in that had the message in the music, and that's what it's all about. And of course, on the 29th, we have Doctah. Baba Dr. Philip Valentine will be with us, the metaphysics of music and mental health. Very important topic, as we're going to explore what he did in the music business and also how music can be mentally healing and helpful to others. And after that, to close out the month of June, Black Music Month, but also Black Man's Mental Health Month, we have the great Grandmaster Dan McEady will be with us, mastering self through spiritual and physical aspects of the martial and healing sciences. So we're going to be speaking about that. And if you are in town for the 27th, guess what? We will be at Nicholas Brooklyn. That's 1396 Fulton Street near New York and Brooklyn Avenue in the Restoration Plaza. Come on out. It's going to be from 1 to 5 p.m. Of course, the great Dr. Aleem Ilbay, his beautiful wife, Khadidra, also Kayla Alexander, one of the family members of Dick Gregory, Mark Gregory, the nephew of Dick Gregory, and my brother Unc, rising son, Uncle Unc, will be in the building, spiritual teacher and guide. He's going to be doing what he got to do. Dick Gregory, of course, Dick Gregory's nephew, Mark, is going to be dropping some comedy, some conscious comedy, and do what he got to do. And Aleem El Bay will be the spiritual teacher and educator. And that's going to be the public forum. They have their own private forum somewhere else. But if you want to find out more information about that, you are welcome to contact either Kayla or Aleem Bay. The numbers are right there. Contact Kayla at the 512 number, and the 512 number. You can contact Dr. Aleem Bay at the 910 number right there on your screen right now. Just in case you want to go to the private support. And remember, if you are a vendor, please contact Nicholas at 718, Nicholas Brooklyn at 718-858-4400 if you want to vend for this event. And remember, at the door, it's like $60 or $65 at the door. So make sure you come on out and enjoy what we have to offer over there at Nicholas Brooklyn. How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling today? Let me see who's in the chat right now. I'm only broadcasting on YouTube. Big up to 340. Big up to 340 Worldwide. Spoke to their sister today. Hope everything is going good in the Virgin Islands. Big up to Joshua. What's up, Joshua, sir? I hope everything is well with you. And who else was in the chat? I heard Denise. Big up to Denise. Also, big up to Denise Higgins for coming in. And remember, Dr. B, that's coming up at the top of the hour. He'll be coming up in 8 minutes. 8 minutes, y'all. 8 minutes. Dougie Fresh, y'all. Big up to Dougie. He was in town, I heard also. But Linktree/Dr. B Sirius. Also, you can go to elevationtime.com. That's elevationtime.com for all of the things that Dr. B is doing. His book. And big up to him and Don Osborne that's been holding space for the Elevation Time Parasite cleanse and all the stuff that he got written in the book. So big up to my brother Nikki Love. What's up, Nikki Love? Big up to Sakmet. It is what it is. Big up to the people that's coming in, oneness and feeling. Big up to Sakmet. Big up to Nikki Love, of course, for coming in. Again, people, do me a favor from the heart. If you want to, if you don't want to, hey, it is. If you're just here to watch and just pay attention, please, by all means, make sure you like, subscribe, and share with those that are on a journey. Like, subscribe, and share. And remember, in the month of the 6th month, the 7th month, and the 8th month, especially with the 5, 6, 7, especially with the 4, 5, 6, and 7, these are what we call crossroad frequency. These are things that crossing the road is very important. Taking the initiative, being decisive and indecisive. Even if you have to get rid of people, block people, shut them down, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because I've supported a lot of people in this business over the years, and I'm not getting the support or reciprocal support back from some of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. And, an incident happened just earlier today where somebody said I never supported their stuff and all that kind of stuff. Never had them on my show. And I'm like, never heard her on my show. And they're like, what? I got the receipts to prove that I had this sister on my show. But I ain't going to go there with her. Went on one of her platforms and her link was terrible. So I got off the platform. I even shared her stuff. But again, I'm always willing to get rid of people and keep the block party going. I block everybody and I got a whole new block party going on. And if you get on my nerve, irk my nerve, and you ain't willing to forgive or heal or talk it out, kiss me ras and keep it moving. That's all I say. Old Jamaica, I think ras, kiss me ras and keep it moving. I know how many people I've supported. And again, I got the receipts. I got the flyers. I got the videotape. How many people I've supported. And some have been reciprocal and some have not. I can say some majority, the people that have been reciprocal with their energy to support their brother King Simon is probably 40, 50%, or probably 40%. 60% I've done more of the support. 100% I put them more on my platform. I've even recommended their business, and they are reluctant to recommend mine because I believe that everybody can eat. Everybody can eat. And if they're not willing to support me, like I said, and I've been supporting them or shouting them out, kiss me, Ross, and leave me ass out of it. And I'm good. I'm standing on that 10 toes and 10 fingers down, standing on it. Leave me alone. I got things to do. All right. And again, if you can't share a flyer, if you can't promote or help promote or vend at my events or whatever, leave me alone, because I know I'm one of those people that supports and promote other people all the time. Some of the people don't even have to pay for advertisement. They might even give me food. They might give me a shirt. They might be whatever, you know. But I know, and people know that my track record has been supporting both male and female, and sometimes they have not been reciprocal. They haven't even shared a flyer of mine, unless they're on it. That's the only time they share a flyer. It's the only time they share my video, when they're on it. So I'm not mad at it, because mad to me means making a difference. So when I say I'm mad, I mean making a difference, and that's what I've been doing. And my track record is has preceded me long before some of y'all was born, long before even some of y'all became conscious. I've been doing it since I was 14 years of age. So I know what to do. So on that note, remember, in 3 minutes we got the great Dr. B coming up. Just want to shout out some businesses that's in the building. Big up to Susie Script Service, publish words, powerful impact. If you want to write your book and you're serious about writing, go get a free consultation real quick. If you want proofreading, copy editing, line editing, developmental editing, ghostwriting, they could do that for you. Contact Susie Script at 914-361-9467. She's rebranding, coming out with some great stuff, and I want people to support. And if you want to get your book out, you got a vision and a dream to write your book, go ahead and do it, man. Don't be afraid to do it. I wish my grandmother wrote her book, man. The way, and I might have to write it. She would have been 109 years old yesterday. So I'm still giving her love and honor in this Cancerian energy, because she was on the cusp of Cancer and Gemini, and she definitely lived like one. Big up to Mint Cafe. Sometimes she give me juices, sometimes she give me food, but I love the energy over there, and I support Mint Porch Cafe, mintporchcafe.com. Make sure you support it over there on Flatbush and off of Caton Avenue and Flatbush Avenue over there, 2123, man. So make sure you support that if you ever in the Brooklyn area, okay? If you're ever in the Brooklyn area. Also, remember on the 27th, they got the Haitian Arts exhibit coming in, Haitian Art Gallery exhibit. Elizabeth is doing her and Prince Imagine doing something great. And then I believe there's an after party, open mic after party that's going to be happening there. And it's going to be from, I think from 2 to 7. And then the after party is going to be right after. So if you got some chops, you know how to sing, hey, make sure y'all put it out there and do what you got to do to be in the building. Also, family, make sure you support this new book called Tiffany Henzel's new book called Stimulation. It's Poems from the Soul. Very good sister. She born the same day as Dr. Jeffries, Leonard Jeffries. Great energy. She calls herself Miss Positiveness, and you could hit her up on IG or YouTube at Miss Positiveness. And make sure you check her out. All my books are also available on Amazon. Of course, this is the children's book right here. Go and get it. Let We Tell the Story. Yeah, let we tell the story. And if you are going to be in Brooklyn on the 28th, make sure you check out The Last Grave of the Zembaza. The Zembaza, of course, that's going to be a film that's going to be showing at Restoration Plaza from 3 to 5 p.m. All brought to you by, of course, the National Association of Kawada organization, NACO, and also the International African Arts Festival. And if you want to support the International African Arts Festival, guess what? Oops, that's the wrong flyer. Oh, I pulled. Well, that's the flyer right there. Bang. International 55th Annual International African Arts Festival. I'm one of the MCs, July 3rd through the July 5th. I'll be vending out there, so come on out, hang out. If you want to vend, you want to share vending, if you want to link up with somebody else, 2 tables, three, 4 people that you can vend with and to defer the price, make sure you call that number. He could probably connect you with other people, 718-638-6700, or go to the website right there you see in front of you. Support them. And of course, my book is No Promotion is Bad Promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. You see Marshall Montano, Dr. Sabi, Shaggy, Dennis Brown, Isaac Hayes, Gregory Isaac. All these people are in my book, whether in story form or pictorial form. They have been a part of my life and my journey. So I enjoyed what I did with them. And of course, those who want to vend at any of my events, please text me your full name. Please text me, not your full name, but text me. Please text me the word vend and a website to your products and your links so we can review it and see if you will match up to what you want to vend at my event. I see my guests backstage. We're about to bring them on momentarily. Big up to Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Make sure you support Lloyd Strayhorn all the time. Make sure you support Nicholas Brooklyn and Nicholas Cultural. Make sure you support EP's Ways. Don't forget, my son has a great studio in Brooklyn, New York. Make sure you check him out. And also take my courses on Udemy. And if you do want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. If you want to book a session, whether it's a 10-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, or 60-minute session. Numbers don't lie. Numbers will guide only if you're open to it, just like your GPS. If you're open to your GPS, you driving with your GPS and you decide not to follow it, okay, then you get the consequences of not following. But the original GPS is within your very being, your intuition. And sometimes you don't need the GPS. I tell people that all the time. Maybe you don't need the GPS, but if your spirit is drawing you to it, make it happen. All right. So this great brother that I'm about to bring on. Oh my goodness. This is my brother. For this Black Music Month series, the topic is music and its healing property. Let me read something briefly from his bio because, of course, Dr. B is known as the medicine man, master herbalist, vibrational healer, consciousness architect. Since 1994, hundreds of thousands have turned to Dr. B, a thought leader, spiritual guide, and catalyst for self-actualization to help them reclaim vitality and purpose and inner peace. Now, skipping all the way down to his page, the medicine music. For over 4 decades, Dr. B, pardon me, I just dropped something. Pardon me, Dr. B himself, Dr. B has harnessed the power of sound as medicine. His signature, medicine music, fuses ancient rhythms, natural frequencies, and cosmic resonance to balance the brain, uplift emotion, and awaken life force energy. A Grammy-nominated percussionist, producer, and composer, he has collaborated with legends such as B.B. King, India Irie, George Duke, Alice Coltrane, Keb Mo, Boney James, Rick Braun, and more. Through his innovation, dialogue sound, he blends the warmth of analog with the precision of digital technology to create immersion, sonics, environments for healing and transformation. Without further ado, I want to welcome for you right here on the stage of King Simon Presents. He's not new to this, he's true to this, and he's been here before. Let's welcome our dear brother, Dr. B. Sirius, in the building as I give him a well-deserved round of applause. Here we go, Doc. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Always a pleasure, Doc. Always a pleasure, sir. Always a pleasure to have you all, my brother. How you feeling today?
When you wake up in the morning,
Yes, sir.
you take those first breaths,
Yes, sir.
and you look around and you come into consciousness. It's important to be grateful and thankful, and I'm grateful and thankful and honored to be here, and honored to be here on the planet at this time, breathing,
Yes, sir.
Even with all the contrast that's happening, everything is connected to its opposite. But being grateful in advance for what is coming and what is brings this nowness, and it's all music.
Man, I was listening to your recent broadcast where you was rolling solo by yourself. Big up to your co-host Don Osborne, who was traveling, and you was talking about the message in the music. Message in the music. We know how they sang it, baby. They gave us that tingling sound, and you was talking about the AEIOU. And even in wordplay, even Y can be a vowel also sometimes, but you was talking about that, and I was like, I was like, wow. So Dr. B is really tuned in and tapped in, and that's why I knew that this particular topic, music and its healing properties, would be just because that's what you do naturally, my brother. When did you decide to get into music yourself, and when did it trigger you to like say, you know what, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life?
As a child, I, between the ages of birth and about 7 years old, you're modeling.
Yes, sir.
You're just recording everything that's going on around you.
Yes, sir.
But right around maybe four,
Mm.
5 years old, I came into a certain consciousness that the world that I was seemed to be living in was just full of so much chaos.
Yes, sir.
The news was on constantly. Oh boy, the Vietnam War, how many people died, and
Right.
how many people died in the hood, and who it was. That was the main conversation, was about the problems of the world. And the thing that would tune it out is when I would start, banging on pots and pans.
Mm.
So I would get the pots and pans out and put them all on the floor.
Yes, sir.
And I would take spoons and forks, and especially the butter knife. The butter knife is a great,
Woo.
that's a great,
Yes, it is.
tool right there, man, because it's the right shape, the right weight.
Yeah.
And I would play those, and and that began to take me into a different space. So it started at a very young age, and I realized that this was what I liked. And I could take out some of my frustrations, and
Yes.
I realized that rhythm and tone and everything would just create this space, this sacred space for me.
Yes.
So that became my spirituality.
And
Music.
you said something about your mother being your cheerleader, and then you found out later on that your father and your sister, may she rest in peace. Big up to your sister, man. I was listening. I listened to you attentively, brother. And everything that you said kind of kept on pinching me and said, bro, baby, ask about that. Ask about this. Your sister just transitioned. Of course, your mom and dad is no longer with us. What are some of the highlighted moments of all of them that you remember when when you realized that they really loved what you was doing from your perspective?
Well, first of all, my father, it didn't seem like he loved what I was doing.
Right, right.
All that noise and banging. He said, "You're going to end up banging drums to the beat of the Vietnam War. you, you need to get yourself together, become a doctor."
Right, right,
And he constantly challenged me,
right, right,
and he really didn't seem to be into this music thing.
right.
But check this out.
Yes, sir.
I realized much later, when he was older and I was taking care of him, at some point,
Yes, sir.
and that he was my sparring partner.
Yes.
And without tension, you have no release.
That's right. That's right. Wow. Wow.
He was the sparring partner. He was testing me and setting me up
Yes,
for
sir.
success. So, you got to have that opposition. You got to have that drama and that trauma.
Mm.
And sometimes you have to go to war. You got to go to hell for 3 years
Yes, sir.
or for a certain amount of time to be able to create heaven. So I realized later that he was actually helping me. But, interesting thing in my book, What's Eating You,
Yes.
which is now a bestseller, by the way.
Yes, sir. Big up to you. Mine is in Georgia, man. So I'm gonna order another one to bring sent to New York, man. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yes,
I was writing a chapter and I realized that I started studying the parasite called the heartworm.
yes.
The
Oof.
dog heartworm lives in dogs, right?
Right, right. That's right.
And in the dog's breath, in the dog's exhale, there are a lot of times the larva of the heartworm.
Mm.
They get lodged in the lungs of humans.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Most people, a lot of people who have dogs also have heartworm.
Mm.
But the heartworm gets in the lungs of humans and it can't survive.
That's right.
because the immune system kills it.
Mhm.
But what it does is it leaves scar tissue in the lungs.
Mm.
So a lot of folks have bronchitis. My brother and I, who are very close to the dog, have had a type of bronchitis most of our lives.
Mm.
All the herbal healing, the old boy, just get rid of the mucus and just no. This is
Yeah.
scar tissue in the lung.
And scar tissue, right?
So, you hear that herbs and all this stuff cures everything. That's not totally true. It sounds great. But some things have a root that you need to look at. Now, this is where I began to look at the root. Our dog was named Major. He was boxer. We loved Major. We were riding Major. We were all, Major was everywhere. Major was a major part of our lives.
Right.
And I began to look at the hurt dog worm. And I said, wow, this is deep. My brother and I really have this, this bronchitis off and on. And I wanted to know, how did Major get his name? Check this out.
Go ahead.
I called my older brother, my oldest brother. He's 10 years older than me.
Okay.
And I said, how did Major get the name Major? He says, well, our father basically had two dogs originally. We had two dogs when he was young, Major and Minor.
Wow.
Said, really?
Really?
I says, well, where did this guy? I never knew this. He says, well, Dad used to play violin.
Whoa.
What are you talking about?
Whoa.
No, Dad's into mathematics. He's an architect. He's a draftsman. He's into, analytics and all of that kind of stuff. What are you talking about?
Wow.
No, Grandma made him play the violin.
Oh, there it is.
So he, at a young age, was introduced to music and minor keys and major keys.
Yes.
So he named the dogs Major and Minor.
Wow.
But Minor was always fighting. So he had to get rid of Minor and just kept Major. What? In the book, this is what I call a major revelation in the book, because I'm talking about parasites. Parasites wrapped right back into music.
That's right.
And I realized that my father, who I thought was my opposition, which he was actually training me. And I thought he didn't like music, but he grew up in music. This was major for me. This hit me like, whoa. When I talk about that in that chapter, it's like, this is deep. So I located the issue of why my brother and I both have had this bronchitis off and on. And I located, and the next piece of this was I used to sit next to the peach tree in our backyard.
Yes, sir.
My oldest brother took the peach limb and wrapped it with like a plum. He grafted it for science in school.
Right.
And they would have these weird little fruits, plouts, we used to call them. It was like a fruit. It was like a plum and a peach and it was weird. My mother said, don't ever eat them because those are like crossbreeds. They'll make you sick. So I didn't know this is like 3 years old that I'm actually studying and learning about crossbred plants. My mother's talking about why not to eat them. This is in the 60s.
Wow.
I sit next to the tree, and every night when the stars come out, I look at a twinkled star, one star twinkling. And I would sing the song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Do you know that star is Sirius? When I started studying with Dr. Ando, he broke the science all the way down. And he's the one that said, well, it's singing to you. It's musical. And it's the color and the notes of it are red, white, and blue. And all music notes have colors. Red, white, and blue. And when you look at it, it's going to blink red, white, and blue, which means it's connecting with you. And we're going to call you Dr. B Sirius. That started when I was a child looking up at the star twinkling with a certain rhythm and a certain sound. Now, remember, I'm banging on pots and pans and things, finding rhythm. You see? And I am now looking at the major star in my life, which is Sirius, right? A and B and C is the whole system,
right?
Which is part of the Canis group. That's the canine, the dog star.
Right.
That's the dog system.
Wow.
Canis Major. It's all about the big dog. It's all about the rhythm. It's all about the sound.
Yes, sir.
blinking music. So I have been into this for a very long time, and I talk about this in the book too, about
Right.
how I got into, a bit about how I got into the music business. But in the, later I'll be writing about it really deeply. But
Yeah.
life for me has been about music, and it has kept me sane. I realized the entire universe is musical. It's vibrating. It's pulsing. Every tree. If you got a really good ear, you can put your ear on a tree and hear the pulse,
His both. Right. Right.
the
Right.
heartbeat. The heart is actually beating like a heart. It has a
Yeah.
heart. But the entire universe, the omniverse, is an orchestra, or
Mhm.
right, has to do with ore and orgon and gold, right? And the origins, all of those things have to do with sound.
And that's what leads to me to this first question that I have in regards to that, because what you just covered and what you're saying now, a lot of people don't know that. You know, the question I have is, how has music historically been used as a tool for healing, communication, and spiritual connection across the different cultures? Because you've studied so many types of music, even with the new instrument that you have there. It's such a unique instrument. I listen to you sometimes. I go to sleep with it in my ear while you're playing. I mean, I just you just put everybody in a great state of mind to meditate and go to bed with it. So, brother, but how has that been? How, in your studies, you've seen that connection, because different sounds come from different regions, and but it's all coming from certain notes, the same, sometimes the same notes, as we may find out in history.
See, sound in music is some of the first ways to communicate, even maybe before the vocal cords were used.
Mm,
Sounds and rhythms.
right.
Like my main instrument has always been the conga drum.
Yes.
Now, in the studio working on tracks, I play bass, guitar, keyboards, just enough to produce the track. I would never go on stage, but people in music, they know me as the percussionist. Bring me in to put the ear candy on everything.
Yes.
But congas are a very special instrument because they are about communication. And the shape of it and everything is made in such a way where it sends messages through the forest to another village.
Hmm.
They hear the message and then they play the rhythm and send it to another village and to another village.
Right.
So it was made for communication. And that's what I loved about the conga drum versus others. I'm not against other drums. People ask me, say, well, do you play djembe? I says, no. The
Right.
djembe is more for celebration, things
Mhm.
like that. It's loud right now in this place, but it doesn't travel as far. Where congas are about music traveling, and it's about language, sending the messages. And if you listen to the music, especially of the late 60s and 70s, congas are always very loud. They're louder than normal, right up next to the vocal, because we were saying I'm black and I'm proud. We were sending messages home.
Right.
That was a secret weapon inside music, the drums.
Hmm. Hmm.
You see, so to me, those records were always, sending the message saying that we need to love our blackness, our carbon, our melanin.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I've always been a conga drummer, and I still do that till today. Even though I've done many other things in music, it comes back to, and almost all my tracks are gonna have congas on them.
Mm,
And if you notice, right around the late '80s, into the 2000s and the 1900s, whatever you want to call it,
right.
all of a sudden congas disappeared.
Mm,
Why?
yes. Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Because the oppressors realized, and they got us to do it to ourselves. That's how you do it. You get people to do it. That's not cool anymore.
Right. Right.
You don't
Right.
need those. We don't need congas. We don't need percussion. Let's just keep the main beat, keep it straight ahead, and keep the people and put them in a trance. So music has the ability to travel in between the conscious and the subconscious mind.
Mhm.
Music is your muses. It's like your angels. So whatever music you're attracted to or listening to or read or singing has a lot to do with where you're coming from and what part of you, right, is either in tune or out of tune.
Mhm.
Because music can also take your chakras and your energy centers and scramble them.
Mhm.
You see,
Mhm.
I realized when I became, one of the first hit record producers in rap, Southern California rap,
Mhm.
what was happening when they were telling us what to put in these records. Because at first it was all about fun. They were street griots talking about what was happening in the hood. Then all of a sudden it became gangster.
Yeah.
It's about killing and cussing to the point where, you know, when you cussing is all right once in a while, but when your whole communication is cussing,
yeah,
you done cussed yourself out.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I tell people, I said, well, can you rhyme? Can you rap without the cussing? Can you, as a musician, play without soloing and just support? Can you just hold a rhythm? And some musicians can't do that, and some rappers can't rap, and even some comedians without the cussing.
Right.
And I'm not saying cussing is bad. I'm just saying if that's your crutch, then that shows that you don't have, you know, something else that's much deeper, that will go deeper into the soul of what you do.
And you know, Doc, it's you know, it's music. I've you know, they always said that music can soothe the savage beast. You know, and I know there's frequencies, and you've talked about this many times on other platforms about rhythms, frequencies, and instruments that produce healing effects. Do different people that you've consulted, do you notice that everybody don't resonate to the same beat, the same frequencies, the same music? You can't just, it's not like a one-stop shop or one size fit all thing. Have you noticed that in your consultations when you're dealing with music and healing?
Well, big time. I mean, you know, everybody's different. Everybody,
yes, right,
based on their upbringing, based on how their subconscious was formed, they have these likes and these dislikes based on the tribe sometimes. And the tribe sometimes is missing the mark, what they call born in sin. So if you grew up listening to a certain type of sound, or even dealing with a certain type of people and a certain type of relationship,
right,
you grew up looking for that. You see what I'm saying? But music is so powerful. Music can either be your liberator or your lockdown.
That's right. I heard you say that before. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It depends on the rhythm, the beat. And most of the music in the Western world is based on 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, which is okay because we, as melanated people, we've learned how to take any type of cell that we're in and turn it into freedom. We could take anything and change it. Look what we've done with the turntable. Turntable wasn't meant to be used like that. Even the music sampler.
Exactly.
It wasn't meant to be used like that. You see what I'm saying? We always take it and do the best with a little. You see what I'm saying? We could maximize the minimum. So in 4/4, we've done some great things.
Yes, sir.
And with only basically 7 notes on the piano, we've done some amazing things with 7 notes. Well, actually, it's 12 notes, but 7 keys. When you start taking and going back to ancient rhythms, older rhythms, or even world rhythms, they come out of 4/4. My favorite rhythm is 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. See, I got to get back to 1 really quickly.
Right, right.
But when I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, that space, those extra beats changes everything. And it's interesting. I notice people in almost every language and almost every culture, when you play 6/8, they connect immediately. You see, because the 4/4 puts you in a certain type of slavery, it puts you in a certain type of lockdown. And a lot of what's happening in the Western world is to get people to enslave themselves and to agree to slavery.
What you just said with the 4/4 in numerology, the 4 is the number of boxing.
Yes.
Locking down, limitations on sometimes, and then on another night is a note that limitation is allowing you to be disciplined, also to focus. But you say 4/4, you doubling that 4 just adds another bit of that lockdown in one aspect, but also learning how to trust in the order and the discipline of the universe in another aspect. So duality, I'm just showing what the number 4 and 4 together from that perspective. No, that powerful, powerful. And, a lot of people are suffering from stress and anxiety and nowadays and emotional exhaustion, mental health. From your perspective, how can music be intentionally used as a form of self-care and healing?
Let me break something down to you.
Please.
Go back to music around 70s, 80s. Listen to the bass lines. The bass line wasn't just a every beat, boom, 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 boom. The
Right.
bass line was the groove. The bass line brought the soul. The bass line made the funk happen. The bass line
Yep.
gets you in between the groove. Well,
Mhm.
once again, we allow ourselves to be made into commodities and become commercial.
Yes.
People begin to agree that simple bass line is it, and the drums just need to be loud.
Right. 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 Right.
Instead of this interaction between the drums and the bass, where the bass is singing, the bass is melody. It's the best bass players that they play in melodies and counter melodies. That is changing you at the root, because your root is dancing. When you get to this point where your root is not dancing anymore, you just bobbing your head 1, 2, 3, 4, and everything is just boxed in, and it's just like the 808. I'm one of the first people, I'm one of the first people to use the 808 like that in rap. I had the original 808, not a sample of it, the original 808 drum machine. I had all the drum machines at one point.
Right. Right. Right.
But I realized that when you use that bass, doom, 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 doom. If you listen to that and you know rhythm, it says slavery, lock, chain.
Because because of the constant repetition of it?
Repetition. Yeah. It's not taking you anywhere.
Right. Okay. Right. Right. I would say that. Right.
And then the frequency of it.
Yes.
There's no color. You need color and movement to make your spirit dance. Take that away, the spirit doesn't dance. You made love the groove, and it's loud, and everybody's bobbing their head. Man, it is dope. It is dope. It's dopamine.
That's what it is. Dopamine. Exactly.
Yeah, dopamine is like, you got that hit.
Yeah.
You want that same hit, man. So you just
want it again
on the dopamine high.
Yep.
You go back and you listen to that music back then. It's liberating. So that liberation causes you to celebrate at another level. And when you celebrate, that's also serotonin vibration. Serotonin says, yes, 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 we have done something. We have allowed ourselves to be sold into the dopamine mode. People are doped up. Music is like dope. You see? And we as a people are choosing every day.
Yes.
And a lot of us still choose the old music.
Yes. Yes.
You might say, well, the young people, first of all, some of the young people I know, they listen to really old music.
Yep.
We can't say what people are doing. We're just talking about the mainstream, and the mainstream has always been like a bait. It's like a hook it's a bait wrapped around a hook. You understand what I'm saying? It's trap. It's trap music. You're trapped up.
Yep.
You see, and you're caught, and you don't realize why. And if you start going along with the rest of the crowd, the herd, the rest of the sheep, then you don't realize that you're in a farm. And when you don't realize that you're in a farm and there's a farmer, right? Like a corporation, like a big company, is called a firm. Well, that word firm comes from farm. They keep the people on a farm and keep them in a pharmacy. They don't see that they're in a farm. And now when all the sheep are doing the same thing, and they're happy to get some hay every once in a while, and once in a while they get alfalfa, so they're really happy. They may not realize that the black sheep is the most powerful, because the black sheep is the one that jumps over the fence. It may go hang out in the wild world and come back every once in a while, visit the family, but the black sheep goes against the order. The black sheep, right? And black represents base. Blackness and base represents feminine energy, because the first note of music used to be ura or aura. Instead of, how it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Right. It used to be ura or aura, the black feminine beginning, because all musical notes came out of her. But when you have this constant thing of degrading and, tearing apart the feminine essence, you got to see what's happening here. I mean, come on, they got rid of most of the feminine trees. Why? That's why folks got allergies so bad. Because the masculine trees just putting out pollen, it's more pollen because there's no feminine to absorb the pollen, which is like the semen.
Right. Right.
Why do you want to get rid of the seed? You want to get rid of the root. Why get rid of the root? Because you can control people and keep them in a farm.
Right.
And they'll stay in the farm and put each other in the farm and beg others that's trying to leave the farm not to leave. So you get formed, you get in a caste. It's a caste system. So music is a powerful caste system. I have always been known to break through. Even when I was doing and working on the rap records, if you go back and listen to the records that I did, listen to what I put inside it, there's messages.
Right.
They could be cussing and talking about the worst thing, right? Because I wasn't producing the vocal.
Right.
My partner, Tracy Kendrick, he was always producing the vocal. I was doing the music part. First of all, I was playing the real instruments. You understand what I'm saying? Let me go find the real thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a crybaby wah wah. You know what I'm saying? That's a Wurlitzer, that's a Wurlitzer piano.
Right.
Use the actual instruments and then put signatures and rhythms in the music that send the message that we are freeing ourselves. We're doing this to make the money, but there's a way to make the money and also put messages in the music. Because if you go back to the 60s, a lot of that music had backwards masking, like the Beatles.
Right.
They were doing a lot of backwards masking. So that means that you play the record backwards and play it, slow it down, and you'll hear messages in there. You know, we are demons. We love you. It becomes they live, procreate, obey. All that was being programmed inside the music. If you played it backwards as a DJ, and you'd hear it, they put messages in the music that you don't hear. But the Beatles had a lot to do with the scarab. Why did you call this group the Beatles? Well, why the Beatle? Because the Beatle is sacred. Once you really get a good standing of the Beatle and what they do and how they roll that dung across the desert sand based on the way that the sun rises and sets, and they build these pyramids under the sand where they put their eggs. This is the sacred dung beetle, the scarab. Okay. They called this group the Beatles to bring about that vibration in people. And then the music basically had backwards masking in it, and most of the songs were about getting high.
Yes.
Because at that point, the hippies were becoming free. See, the hippies, they were basically talking about free love and no war. They were breaking free. And it's okay when the black folks is talking about it. Okay, just, put dogs on them and spray them down and put something in the food and give them 8-ball. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But when the Caucasian children were talking about being free and all that, they had to do something to it. So a whole program, and I was when you start understanding COINTELPRO, counterintelligence programs and programs, you realize that it was all about controlling people through music, through food, through sound. Even this concept of consciousness that we now talk about, the conscious community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Baba Dick Gregory told me, he says, be very careful because a lot of that is a government program. And I said, well, what do you mean? No. He says, no, look at it. He says, where does it go? Where does it take you? What do we really have now? So we have this, we think we're, we're these ancient people, but you don't realize that all people and all things are happening right now.
Right.
And until we can build a pyramid, you see what I'm saying? Till we can do some of those things, we have got to really work on being the best we can be now, like they were being. So don't get caught up in the symbols of being free, but you're not free. Don't get caught up in the talk. You have to have the rhythm and the sound. And it starts with music and food, because music is at the root. Every barbecue, every situation that people, if you didn't have certain music, you might not eat some of that food.
Right.
I remember going to the family reunion on one of these family picnics or something, and the music was terrible, and grandma was up dancing because she don't know what they're saying. She done got into the beat. This is good. This is good. Do you know what they saying, grandma or auntie or grandpa or uncle? You have any idea what messages? And those are not the messages that we originally were sending. We were sending more of messages of unity, love, and harmony. So my thing is the medicine music was something that I came up with along with a partner of mine back in 1999. When I looked at this thing they call healing music, right? Spiritual music. Right. 1999. And I went to the store and they had all the CDs on the wall of this quote unquote healing music.
Right.
And I'm listening to it. They're playing, and and it has this sound like angelic, and these, this is a sound that they call healing music, right? This comes straight out of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was like, do they have anything with any soul? And the lady says, what do you mean? First of all, are any black people making any of this music? No. Any indigenous people? No. Well, there is a guy who goes and records Native American, drum circles, and he goes to the powwows and records.
Right.
Now, he wasn't paying them. He's just recording them and putting it out.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, I decided I would like to do what I did in music and put messages in that type of music, and also create music that had rhythm. Why does it have to be so it's this sound? What about rhythm? Can we do that with rhythm? Can we do what they were doing in the 70s? So I began to use drums and instruments, and I knew that a lot of people may not take the herbs. But if I took the herbs and the seeds and I put them in shakers, put them in bottles,
right,
and shook them,
right,
the
right,
sound of the frequency of the herb or the seed is actually transcending in or transmuting itself into the rhythm of the music.
Mm.
So when you listen to Dr. B's medicine music, I'm not just banging on some instruments. I'm using herbs. Some of that stuff, I'm taking leaves and shaking them.
Mhm.
Actual leaves of the magnolia. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
There's sounds in there where we're actually putting like dandelion root in a blender, and blending. It's the sound and the frequency of what we're doing, and how frequently it has to do with how quickly it's happening. So we would use everything. Like in jazz, I'm traditionally a jazz musician.
Mhm.
We use everything intuitively. It's intuition. It's not the same loop going around now, round and around. We're not trapped.
Right.
We're not slaves thinking that we're free. You see what I'm saying? We're not. We are actually in the spot, the place where everything is happening for the first time. We never know what's going to happen.
That's right.
And when you get to this point where history repeats itself, where you're using the same beat, the same rhythm, doing the same thing, talking the same talk, you're a slave.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And now, we don't even need the slave master. People are enslaving themselves, and that's okay. I'm not saying that that's bad to do. That's what you do. That's what you love. I am taking you out to another level. I turn people out. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dr. B has been anointed and appointed to help create the spiral. Spiral means to spiral. Spiritual means to spiral and expand, and an expanding person is never doing the same thing.
That's
so
right.
A person who is truly spiritual is constantly expanding and changing.
That's right.
When the music rhythm is constantly expanding and changing, it's spiritual. You can't tell me your music's spiritual just because you said it's spiritual and you think you're spiritual because you wearing what they call spiritual clothing and you got a spiritual hairdo, and you know what I'm saying? And you burn some spiritual incense, and all of those things are symbols.
Mm-hmm.
But spirituality is when you're constantly expanding and growing. So if you have a song now that just starts right on the hook, there's no intro, there's no expansion and then release. It doesn't have a bridge. I was working on this project from a big known artist, and I don't want to say the name right now because but we put a bridge in the song, and they said, "Oh no, you got to take that out." Why? People ain't into that. What do you mean people ain't in? What do you mean people ain't? Why are we doing this for people?
Exactly.
You do it because this is what's traveling through you in the universe. This is your spiral. This is your spirituality. You bring Dr. B in when you're ready to do something for real. And remember, the biggest records up until now with this AI
had bridges.
It's not only bridges, it was different. It had sounds and things that were totally unique.
That's right. That's right.
You see, so you bring Dr. B in because number one, you want to make this record grow. You'd like to put an element in it of medicine music, and medicine music is just it. It's medicine.
It's medicine.
Which means it has measurement and it heals the body from the root.
Doc, can you explain to the audience, family, we have the great Dr. B with us right now. before I ask this question that I have, and thank you, New Diamonds, for talking about. Be sure, New Diamonds in the building. Okay, be sure to hit the like button. Thank you very much. Also, I see, of course, Coquito Queen, Cindy in the building also. And remember his website. Let me make sure that you got his website so you can support his books and all the things that he do, all the events. You see that all. Hold on one second. Let me go to my chat here. Okay, here it is. Boom, right there. Of course, elevationtime.com. His link tree is up here. Elevate, and I got it pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure that is also still pinned to the top because a lot of people be playing games, you know. And you know, Doc, there was something that came to me just now. A lot of people don't understand what the bridge is in music. Please explain what the bridge is in music.
Well, traditionally, the bridge was a thing that happened because you were telling a story,
right,
in your verses and in your hook. But the bridge was to give another point of view of the message, right, because sometimes the message isn't as clear in the verses. To give another point of view, to expand the point of view. So it bridges the gap between where you were and where you're going.
Yes, sir.
It opens up the possibilities on a whole nother level. So the bridge was the thing that carried you across the river, the Great Divide. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And sometimes the bridge was just changing the key a little bit and putting some new words in, or something that changed and let you know you were somewhere and give you more contrast.
Yes.
Contrast is important.
Yes. And and that's funny because when I used to sing even reggae, I kept my bridges. And that's why I wanted you to explain it, because I'll be singing One Life to Live. And then I said, then I'll change the bridge to we all know life is one another. It changes the whole meaning to bring you right back into where we had to go. So you know the whole message. And people wondered, and that was the last time I ever did bridges in that song in 1990 when I wrote that song back in the day. And I was like, and I think what we learned in music class back in the day, especially I went to Erasmus, and there was a teacher named Mr. DeVito, who used to teach us a lot of music theory and all that kind of stuff. And I listened, and Will Downing Jr. went there, Shaggy went there. We was all in that man's class, and we went through those things. So to see that people want to remove this thing called the bridge and don't want to bridge the gap like we used to do. When that happens, when they remove like different elements like that from the music, what happens to the music itself, sir? What
it becomes boxed in. It becomes a square. It's a cage. It's a cell.
Yes, sir.
See, the bridge is the gap.
Mm-hmm.
So when you inhale, inhale. And before you exhale, there's a gap.
Mm-hmm.
If you can lengthen the gap in your breathing,
right,
it sends a message to your subconscious that the captain is in charge.
Right.
So when you control your breathing, it says stop playing. Your subconscious stops playing old files, which are habits, and it begins to record new information because the captain is in charge.
Right.
When you're totally in charge of your music, you're going to have gaps.
Right.
You're going to have spaces. You're going to have breakdowns.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have breakouts. Because you're leading people to a place they may have never been before. Why do we need to all go to the same destination? I used to ask the question, why does hip hop have to sound like this? Why does R&B have to sound like this? Why does rock have to sound like this? Where do those categories come from?
Right.
Even though I might say I'm a jazz musician, but you start listening to like Miles Davis, and he said, well, we didn't call it jazz. Who called it jazz?
Who named it jazz? Right.
Somebody categorized this for what? Commerce.
Mm-hmm.
And most of what we're into is commerce and war. And we don't realize how, like even now you make music, and if you get on some of these, streaming platforms, you don't receive anything.
Mm-hmm.
0.00003. I don't even know how to count that. I mean, how many? What is that number? It's not even a number. It's not even a percent. It's called a point.
Right.
What is the point? You're making music while the machine that is the platform
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
making all kinds of money
Right.
because it's a subscription. But you, because your ego is huge and you just want to get out there, you're going to throw your stuff up on a platform. You need to know that when you put it on a platform, you're putting it out there maybe to get seen, but not to get paid.
Right.
You're going to need to have some place that people can come to. So they come to your website or they come to your app or they come somewhere. And now you've got merchandise or you've got a tour that you're going on and people can see you. You're going to have to offer something because even back in the day, music wasn't really about the royalties.
Yes, sir.
The royalty was never fair. You know, like the artists never made money from their play on radio. Never.
Yes. Right.
To this day. They only got paid for a live performance.
Mm.
The writers and the publishers got paid from the record being played on the radio or whatever. So it's about you learning to monetize what you do by first hooking up with people who are ready, willing, and able to tap into this thing and figure out other ways to make this work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I tell people, I says, you know, people say, well, Dr. B, are you going to do a course and a class? You know, I'm thinking about it, you know, and showing people, because I used to teach at UCLA.
Yes.
My partner, Tracy Kendrick, and I, we had a company, Total Track Productions. We were the ones that did most of the early West Coast hip hop, but we also did a lot of stuff. We worked with a lot of artists, R&B artists, but they asked us to teach a course called the Urban Music Scene. Mm-hmm. And we taught for 4 years at UCLA, and it was the #1 course at the UCLA extension for 4 years. And we talked about all aspects of music, management, production, engineering, because all those are all the things that I've done, mastering, and how management from different points of view. But management is a deep thing because you got to be the manager of your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Music is what they are using to manage people. Is crowd control.
Crowd control. Yes, sir. That's true.
When they start promoting and paying for and putting in your face constantly music that's destructive, that's a plan. And you go along with it. And after you hear it over and over and over and everybody else is into it, you're just like, well, the rest of the herd is into it. The rest of the crowd is into it. Must be dope. It is dope. It's dopamine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then you have a whole lot of what they call alternative music and eclectic music, which is big now. Music that's off on some other level. And a lot of times on YouTube, you got folks who you've never even heard of who are really making great music.
Yep.
And you could take the easy way and just buy a drum machine, and now you could just go get AI and tell AI to do it. But it's something about you developing a skill over and over, playing a note or a signature and keys and frets or notes or rhythms over and over and over. It changes you as a person. And somebody was saying, well, that really takes too much time. And nobody's into that anymore. Well, I go to the Guitar Center. And why is it packed?
Yep.
With people buying instruments, oboes, tubus, that's a new instrument, the tubu. Why? Because we got to get out of this thing about what we think people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
People don't do this no more. We got to stop saying that.
Exactly.
You don't even know people. You only know a few people and what they show you about people on what they call the social media platform.
Right.
It's raised up above you to make you think that that's what's happening. Music is everything, and there's a lot of musicians, a lot of singers, and a lot of artists. And the ones who really create real music, they're going to be around. Because after a while, people, they'll get tired.
Yeah.
When you go do something in AI, my homeboy was showing me how you could just create a whole thing in 1 minute.
Yep.
But I could tell that it's AI.
Yep, you can tell. Mm-hmm.
Like an AI picture. Everything is AI. What about analog intelligence?
Exactly.
Why we want to make it so easy? And for people who don't know how to play an instrument, yes, fun. It's a nice little thing. But when you get to the point where you realize what nice means,
yeah,
to be stupid, to be ignorant,
foolish.
These are words that came about during slavery.
Right.
This is the point in 2027.
Right.
2026. This is the gateway year to 2027, where the whole veil opens up. That's why they're talking about disclosure and all this stuff. They're getting you ready.
Yeah.
Because it has nothing to do with what they are about to do. We're sitting at a place in the universe where we're deep inside the photon belt or the photon band, where there's more light, because that's it's a ball of light or a big cloud of light in space that our whole solar system goes through every 13,000 years, which is a part of that 26,000 year galaxy
procession, right?
So when we go through the photon band, those are light creatures, biophotic creatures,
right?
Biophotons, right? They're alive, living creatures. And that cloud of light, when we go through it, our bodies, because we take light and turn it into energy or messages,
right?
We become enlightened. We wake up every 13,000 years. Okay, for 13,000 years we've been asleep. It is true. It keeps happening. But now we're waking up. And in 2027, we're going to be deep inside the photon band. And also everything flips. They call it a polar flip. That means that our internal poles flip. What we thought was north ain't north no more. The North Star ain't even the North Star anymore. Everything is changing. So the illusion is to scramble everybody's eggs so that they can't wake up. You don't know the difference between the yolk. You know what I'm saying? You're so scrambled because you got caught up in this banging the same drum. Right. You're caught up. Right. You have gone along with a spell. But the people who are really ready are not. They're not going with it. They know what's eating them, what's devouring them. What is eating you? Mental, physical, spiritual, energetic parasites. That's got to do with the way you walking, the way you talking, what you're wearing, who you're hanging out with, what you're agreeing to. Why do people call me, tell my Dr. B, I'm upset, man. You don't never like my stuff. I said, what are you talking about? Who said I didn't like it? Well, I put stuff up and I post it. You don't like it.
It's crazy.
Why? First of all, what does that heart mean like? Who told you that the heart meant like?
Exactly.
You start agreeing that heart
meant like.
And that heart is not even the heart that you think it is, because that heart was created in Rome. When you break down what that heart and why it's red, when your heart is not red, the energy of the heart is green. Why is it red? And why it look like it got two little buttocks on the top? Your heart don't look like that. That's because you the butt of the joke and you wait till to get to the weekend, the end of the week. Do you understand what I'm saying? The days of the week. Your language is a linguistic parasite. What you agreeing to? I don't need. If I like it, I like it. Why I gotta tell y'all I like it? Why I gotta put this in the algorithms of the world? Why do I need to post everything? That Dr. B, you don't post enough. But what are you talking about? I post enough. Who? No, in order to do such and such, you're gonna have. Why? And the only thing I'm gonna post has got to do with business.
Exactly.
That's it. It's an advertisement. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying what I see coming from the place where my eyes are wide open. And many people are awake right now and they get it. You just want people to like it. Love is a whole different thing. If I love you, I'm gonna tell you I love you.
That's right.
I was with a Saul brother lately, and he was like, Dr. B, I heard you don't like me. I said, what do you mean? Yeah, the word is out, man, that you don't like me. I said, man, I ain't even seen you in like, what, almost 10 years? Yeah, but they said you didn't agree with something. I said, who told you this? The word is out in the black community.
What?
Yeah, he was all funny. And I was like, brother, what are you talking about? Well, they said that blah, 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 blah. And when I was going with homegirl, when we was, brother, this thing is deep. I don't even know what you're talking about. You have all this energy towards me all these years, right? And I have no knowledge of it. Sometimes when you think somebody's your enemy, that's something in you. You might be talking about who's the enemy and be listening to the music created by the enemy for you to keep you as a slave, because you don't realize that usually what's commercial has to do with slavery and commerce and war.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the new music that's out. Man, you going man, such and such is in town, man. She man, it's $2,500 to get a seat. Huh? $2,500 to get a seat to watch something that's just gonna go away in about an hour or two. I gotta wear the clothes. Everybody's wearing this particular clothing. This is not hell.
Right, right, right. Doc. Before you move on, I have two questions before I let you go. But family, I just want to remind. Thank you very much, Cindy, saying please like, subscribe, and share the quote. Big up to Ella in the building. K Smith, everybody that's in the building, and please go to his website, support our brother. Of course, he circulates, so it comes back to him like he always says. It's a big circulation, and that's what we're here to do. Make sure you go to the link, either the link tree or go straight to elevationtime.com. Elevation Time is right here in front of me. Also, let me share that website right now so y'all can see it. Just in case y'all don't see it, I want y'all to see his website right now. Here we go. And this is where we at. Dr. B, Sirius, Master Herbalist. And Doc, before you leave, these two questions that I have for you is about, if someone wanted to create a daily healing practice using music, where should they begin and what would you recommend?
First, we might need to take a fast. Don't listen to anything. Just don't listen to anything. Listen to nature, birds. Go outside at night. Listen to the crickets or the sounds of the planet. Then the music that you listen to, you have to be very intentional. Why are you choosing it? What is it saying? What is it about? What does it really truly feel about? And once you do that, you begin to wake up. So that's why I make the medicine music, and I have this project, Dr. B's Medicine Music Collective Special Edition. There's a new version. It's a special edition, which is 7 hours of medicine music. And that is like changing people's lives. And actually, it's a soundtrack also for the book, What's Eating You.
Right.
So at elevationtime.com, you can go and, enjoy that and see, if that, if you can taste it, if you can feel it, if that medicine wakes you up. People are waking up listening to this music and it's changing them. Yeah. Somebody else told me, they said it was the best aphrodisiac they ever had. They said they never had intimacy like this until they listened to this music. I'm like, wow, that's deep.
Powerful music, man. And one last question is, do you believe music is simply entertainment, or is it one of humanity's oldest medicines that we've forgotten how to properly use?
Well, first of all, we haven't forgotten. Some people have. Some people are following the leader and don't even realize it and calling it, I'm being black, I'm being this. You don't even know how deep this game goes. But yes, music is everything. The whole universe is music, and you could change your life with music along with what you're eating. But you also got to realize that some people are choosing music and living the life they're living because they got parasites. I'm not talking about just the ones in the colon that you could get rid of with, $20 worth of herbs. We're talking about the systemic parasites that live throughout the system.
Right.
That's why we created the Elevated Total Body Program, because a lot of people have toxoplasma. The toxoplasma parasite is the mind control parasite that will have you choosing certain sounds, certain relationships. And then toxoplasma's got a partner, uriplasma, which lives in your reproductive system. And it'll have you mating with people so that the parasites can travel from being to being to being, just like in the movie, what was it, Fallen? So we are sometimes mating and joining and living and singing because of the frequency that this parasite is putting out. And we have the only program that I know of on the planet that can help to turn down or eradicate toxoplasma, which lives in 70% of the people's brains. And you could tell because people live based on fear.
Yes, sir.
When you see people and their conversation is mostly about the problem, those people have that parasite. And they could be positive and black and talk about, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm telling you, if your thing is 80 to 90% problems with very little solution, that's toxoplasma. But when you get to the point where you open up and become, free of that parasite's control, it becomes 80% solutions. You become a solutionary.
Yes.
What I'm looking for is leaders right now and solutionaries to come forth and say, look, Doc, I'm down with you. What we need to do? What are we doing?
That's
I
right.
ain't worried about how many likes and how many people are following and all that kind of stuff. It don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got 1 million followers. So, and what? And what are you following? What are you doing? How are you living?
Exactly.
So the elevated total body program, in fact, if you use the code, I'm gonna give you a special code just for y'all.
Okay.
Write the code. The code is solstice, because this is the week of the solstice, 2026.
Solstice.
2026. Whoever uses that is going to get I think is it 20% off? It's either 15 or 20%. I think it's 15%. 15% off of everything they purchase at elevationtime.com. And that code is going to be there until we're going to put it up there until Friday.
There it is. The code is Solstice 2026, correct?
Yes. And that code is going to give you 15%. It's 15% off of everything that you purchase on the site over $99.
Okay.
Okay. So that's just for your listeners and followers and leaders right now. So the music project, even the drum, the medicine drum, the medicine drum is crazy. The people that are calling, that are purchasing the drum,
man,
talking about how their whole lives changed. Their whole lives change once they play the drum. And you don't need to be a musician.
Mm-hmm.
You could just play just because it's got the notes of the chakras.
Yes.
So you can heal your chakras. You can heal your relationships. I got people talking about they played it before intimacy and they never had intimacy like that in their life. Just playing the drum, because it's attuning you to the atmosphere. And even if it's just sitting in your room, check it out. It is harmonizing the environment, because music is vibrating through the whole earth. And when you speak and when you make sounds, the drum vibrates. So whether you're a musician or just a person that loves healing, this is a therapeutic instrument. There's never been one like it. It's called Dr. B's Medicine Drum 432. We have that at elevationtime.com. Nothing has ever been created about it. We could talk about this for a whole 2 hours. The wood that is made out.
There it is, too.
That's my studio.
That's you, brother.
That was like right after I got it. I just went down there and said, let me just play this right now. And it was right around that equinox.
Yeah.
It's a 6/8. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You feel it?
Yes, sir.
So it makes you groove different.
Yep.
And I actually have a project coming out where we got a couple really great rappers who are rapping in 6/8.
Yes.
It changes everything. Everything. So that's all that's available at elevationtime.com. The book is available at elevationtime.com. The book is What's Eating You.
Yes.
What's Eating You. It is Break Free from Mental, Physical, and Energetic Parasites. The Journey from Opposition to Liberation.
Throw it in the front again. Show it again. I put it right in the front again because, there you go. What's Eating You, man? It's a beautiful book. It's hardcover too.
You see that yin and yang, male, female, black and white. So I talk a lot about the trip to through the Bermuda Triangle that I had, and that journey is deep.
Wow.
When I finally am able to, express that, it changed everything. So elevationtime.com. We've also got the Platinum Life Elixir. You remember the platinum?
Yeah, of course.
The platinum is for those who would like to open up their pineal gland. This thing about it being calcified, that's another scam. It's not calcified. It's waiting for you to put pressure on it, because it's a piezoelectric crystal, which means you got to put pressure on those. It's made of calcium crystals or calcite crystals. And when you put pressure on your pineal, that's when it puts out light. That's when it all of a sudden becomes the first eye. It's the third eye when it's calcified. It's the first eye when there's pressure on that piezoelectric crystal. The drum has frequencies on it that helps to do that. But the Platinum Life Elixir, this right here, the Gregory Reserve.
Yes, sir.
This is the Master Blaster. This has gold. It has iridium, palladium, platinum, all in a high spin state. It has a plant called 5-leaf. That alone will help retie your consciousness and your telomeres.
Mm.
That's at elevationtime.com. But everything at elevationtime.com is going to be a special. And a lot of things are on sale right now. And if you use that code, what's the code again?
Right there, Solstice 2026.
You'll get 15% off, and that's until Friday of this week. This is the time. And I want to just say this real quick.
Go ahead.
2027 changes everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
When you start studying the gene keys, you realize we're in the 55th gene key.
Yep.
Look up the 55th gene key. You're going to be blown away that a lot of folks don't have any idea. And they're looking at what's going on in politics and all this craziness. That's on purpose to scramble your eggs so you can't find yourself. When you are in the space and creating love and harmony right now, and when you turn off all these lies and all these illusions, because most of it is not even real, it's AI. You don't know what's real anymore. And find love within yourself. Find harmony within yourself. Create music within yourself. We are musical. And are you putting out, what type of music are you? Because your body is an instrument.
Somebody just asked if you can give these elixirs to teenagers.
Yes.
Yes.
Give it. You better give it to some of these teenagers.
How about
they're
children?
caught up. They were born at a time. Anybody born after 1986 is a crystal child. A crystal child or a crystal person is one that has the access to all of its ancestors. If you're born after 1986, you have the access to all your ancestors. Now, if the folks who seem to be running the farm know that, they're going to send every type of frequency.
Yep.
They're going to put stuff in the food, and they're going to do all kinds of stuff. I even talk about, a lot of these health foods are hell foods.
Food. That's right.
You see, if you got something that's a genetically modified organism, what are you talking about? Genetically modified organism. Exactly. So they're playing with the food, the music of the food, the sound, the rhythm. When you start putting the base back, the root back, when you start working on your root, your core, that first chakra is your root chakra. That's where most of us got locked in and linked in. Why? Because that's how you were formulated. That was at the root. That's your foundation. Right. So that's where that dark matter has got to be changed. And some people got to go into what they call the dark matter, the soul, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Break the spells so that we no longer will just follow and go along. We're at a new place. 2026 is the most important year.
Yes, sir.
Because most folks are not going to make it consciously or energetically or spiritually into 2027. Only a few.
Right.
But it only takes, check it out, 10,000 people vibrating at the frequency 500, which is true love, to affect everybody on the planet. There's always at least 10,000 people that are in true love, which is the frequency 500, which affects everybody on the planet. 10,000 people are affecting the balance of this whole thing. Otherwise, we're done. So don't worry about what the rest of the world is doing, who's not working and who's not doing, who's not being. Right. You have to be, do, have within yourself.
Yes, sir.
You have to be first. Be yourself. Be unique. Don't be afraid to go out and put that bass back on your music. Put that bass back in your voice and that bass in your dance. And you know what I'm saying? And use that foundation to have, to be, do. You got to do it too. Live the life. Stop going along. All right. About leaders and some prophets, they're done. It's you.
That's right. That's right.
One of us is musical. Each one of us is the drum. I am Dr. B. Sirius. My goal is to help folks who are willing and ready change their lives. First, we got to get rid of our parasites. I'm not talking about those cheap little parasites that are down in your colon. They're easy to get rid of. We're talking about systemic parasites. You got to change the whole frequency of your entire body to get rid of things like toxoplasma and uriplasma.
Right, right.
And that will have you listening to a different music and grooving and moving to a different beat.
Yes, sir.
So thank you very much for having me. It's always fun. And we miss you down here in Atlanta. You know,
I
used
miss
to be at every event. I go now. Well, you know, you was the first person there. Now, where's King Simon? He's online.
helping out with security, all that.
You know what I'm saying?
I just do, man. That's what we're supposed to do, man. But I miss Atlanta too. I'll be coming down to visit my grandchildren and my sons and all that. But yeah, but thank you so much, man. My mother's healing from her stroke. My father is. So it's been a journey, but it's good. You know, it's been good. You know, but everybody.
And also, really quickly, if anybody is interested in doing things like creating a healthier body, or dealing with some illnesses, or putting themselves in a place where their body can deal, because everybody's sick right now. Everybody's been sprayed. Right. Everybody. I don't care how good you eat. So it's important right now to deal with some things that are unseen before they happen. Yeah. Go to elevationtime.com. And if you're interested in a consultation, I am doing a very limited amount of consultations again. I had stopped for many years.
Yeah.
Elevationtime.com. You can give us a call. There's a phone number there, or get on the email list.
Right.
And we could talk about how to tune you up. And if there's musicians, producers, or people who would like to put these sacred frequencies or have somebody come and mix the project. Now, this is going to be a budget now. We ain't just because I'm from the hood. You come in and can't you just hook us up? Well, you'd have to go back. I've got a whole business to handle in families. But yes, we are at the point of helping people help themselves. If you're really truly that person, then let us know at elevationtime.com. And if you're looking for somebody to come speak and drop it all the way down personally, or if you got a group, here's the thing. If you got a group of people who would like to come together and get Dr. B to talk about the real deep stuff, especially the stuff around the campfire. The campfire is a deep thing, bro, when you study the concept of that. So thank you very much.
You know,
elevationtime.com is the place.
And Doc, you know, I got a new venue out here in New York at the library. It's a 200-seater, man. I need to talk to you. Well, and it's a way you got to do it, because you can't really do certain things at the library, but you can definitely fill it up with what we got to do and have a conversation with Dr. B with music and all that. I'm gonna talk to you about it, because I just got it. Thanks, my brother. Yeah, I just got it out there, so we're gonna talk, brother. And
we can handle all the business beforehand and just get there with a ticket. You know,
that's right. That's how it is. You gotta be on the list.
The business beforehand or after, but
you gotta be on the list. Nothing at the door. You gotta be on the list. So we're gonna talk, Doc. Talk. I love you, man, all the time, man. Thank you.
Much love, and you know, everybody travel light. Remember, most of the luggage is not ours. It was brought on the boat by parasites and pirates.
Yes, sir.
Much love.
Much love. Appreciate you, Doc. All right. That's our brother, Dr. B. Let me give him a well-deserved round of applause, as I usually do. Here we go. Man. These are my books behind me, so you know those are the two. Matter of fact, this book is on sale right now. This book is on sale. They will be at the event this weekend. Again, make sure you support Dr. B Sirius at elevationtime.com. You know, I always shout out his message all the time right here on my channel. And remember also, family, remember, if you go there now to his website, remember the code is Solstice 2026. That's Solstice 2026. Everybody that's on my feed that watches this until Friday, this code will be available to use at Dr. B's website called elevationtime.com. Everything is 15% off, over $19, of course, over $20. Everything over $20 is 15% off. All right, just use the code Solstice 2026. That's Solstice 2026 at elevationtime.com. That's elevationtime.com. One more time, elevationtime.com right here. All right. Such a pleasure to have our brother Dr. B on, speaking on music and its healing properties right here in Black Music Month. Your brother King Simon presents. You know, thank y'all so much. Remember, tomorrow we have our dear sister, Dr. Alicia, will be with us, speaking about 7 reasons why your vision board is not working. And that's happening tomorrow, Wednesday, June the 24th at 8 p.m. sharp. Bringing you clarity, bringing you focus, bringing you alignment, and bringing you creativity from a realistic perspective. So we're going to have her on. And then on Sunday, Elijah Shabazz, my brother in Black Music Of course, Elijah Shabazz, What Happened to the Message in the Music. Also on the 29th, that Monday, we got Baba Dr. Philip Valentine continuing with the Black Music Month series, The Metaphysics of Music and Mental Health. Please like, subscribe, and share. Don't just come in and watch. That's disrespectful. That's like coming into somebody's refrigerator and just taking food, or coming into somebody's house and not wiping your feet. Don't just come in and watch. Always like, subscribe, and share. If you're not going to make a donation, like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, like, subscribe, and share. Like the yellow brick road, family. Come on now. Like, subscribe, and share. I will be hosting this event at Nicholas Brooklyn 1396 Fulton Street. This is a public event at Restoration Plaza over there at 1396 Fulton Street between New York and Brooklyn Avenue. Dr. Aleem El Bey, Uncle Hunk, Mark Gregory, Dick Gregory's nephew will be there, produced by Kayla Alexander, Dr. Aleem, and Khadijah. Khadijah is going to be doing the Mind Dazzle because it's an interactive conversation and spiritual tour. So I'll be there this coming Saturday. We're going to have a good time this coming Saturday. So make sure you come on out. I'll be vending also some of my books. The only 2 books that I have available is Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. Thanks to Dr. Laila Africa and Dr. Melanie's publishing company. They sent me like a few books here to sell. And also Numbers Are Simple, Children's Health is Important. That's going to be available. And I'll sign it, take pictures, whatever you want if you're coming out to this event. And also I'll have those books at the International African Arts Festival too, with some t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. July the 3rd all the way to July the 5th. As agreed upon, we will be in the building. And do remember, family, come on. Again, want to thank Dr. B for coming out and spreading love the way he loves to spread love. Big up to mintporch.com. That's mintporch.com over there, 2123 Caton. Beautiful vegan food. I'm telling you, family, she is about that life. Very good in the presentation. You see what you see up here is what you get. You see those pictures right there is exactly what you get because her presentation is beautiful when it comes to food. And I meet very few. Abundance Child is good at that. Alicia is also, Dr. Alicia is very good at presentation of food. So big up to them. Also, big up to Tiffany. Sister Tiffany got a good book called Stimulation, Poems for the Soul. Go to Amazon right now. Order your book right now on Amazon. And if you are able to check out the movie that they're going to be doing at Restoration Plaza on the 28th, that's Sunday the 28th. Also, remember, Wesley Muhammad is in town at the Mosque in Harlem. I will be speaking at the Queen of Four event, the Ascension Ceremony at Queen of Four. She's doing like 4 or 5 days, man. It's going to be crazy. 13th through the 16th. So she's going to be doing that. Myself, Supernova Slam, brother, the Yasir Ra Hotep, Katrell Wise, Koya Webb, Queen of Four, celebrating her Earth Strong. Go to attendascension.com. That's attendascension.com. And it's happening at the Ifatayo Cultural Arts Academy over there at the Major Owens Community Center in the big armory over there. So let's go show some Queen of Four some respect all the time. If you're in the martial arts and you're in the Fort Lauderdale area, make sure you support my brother, the one, the only Professor Imhotep, okay, and what he's doing and how he's doing. Again, support Professor Griff. Hit him up. I got to change that link tree that's been compromised, like he told me. Big up to EP's Way, of course. Big up to Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, of course. Big up to Green Studio NYC, of course. And shout out to Green Studio NYC if they're renting space, all of that, if you want to go there, all right? And support that. And also, don't forget Susie's Script. If you want to write your book and you really want to write a book, children's book, extended book, autobiography, biography, whatever, contact for a consultation, 914-361-9467. I got 2 elders right now that don't know how to write, but they know how to talk. She could also help ghostwrite and transcribe and all of that, and then put it in a nice little book format, get it out. And just got to make sure you take care of the sister and make it happen. Also, don't forget, you could join my membership and listen to my audiobook, my first ever audiobook. Also, the membership, you can go to that link on the Linktree /King Simon, the Numero Veda. That's Linktree /King Simon, the Numero Veda. Of course, disclaimer, the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. All right, family. As we get on out of here, once again, I want to thank my grandmother for being my inspiration. She passed on, of course, in the 90s, around 94. She would have been 109 yesterday on the 22nd. Like I've said before, she is the catalyst for why I even continue to acknowledge birthdays as a very good celebration for people to acknowledge. Some people don't, some religious people don't, but I'm glad my mother also remembered that birthing is so important because she was a midwife and she brought a lot of children in. My aunt, all of them were midwives and nurse, brought a lot of children into this world. And my aunt still to this day in Jamaica boasts 999 children, I believe, in 1 year delivery between hospital and midwifery. She boasts that record to this day. That's what I'm hearing from my own cousin, who is a doula herself. So, man, I'm proud to know that she was doing it. And I'm glad to see that. Big up to all you doulas and midwives. I would like to do a tribute to midwives and doulas. Looking for a venue. I was thinking about doing it, Nicholas, but I think I want to do it a little differently than Nicholas. But definitely, I want to do a tribute to midwives and doulas. I might wait till October to my aunt's birthday because she was born, I think, October 4th, if I remember. I'm going to find out from my cousin. I know, surprise, I don't remember her birthday, right? But I know it's between October 4th and October 16th. I know it's sometime between there. And I want to do a tribute to midwives and doulas and have some real midwives and doulas speak about their experience. Real people that's been doing it for at least 20 to 30 years that's on it. You know, that's what I really wanted because my grandmother, who also was a midwife and a doula, Lillian Alberta Walters, you got to keep your ancestors in your tongue, on your altars. Show them some respect so they will talk to you when you need them to talk to you. That's why I know if my daughter, who's a nurse, big up to Ashley, if she goes into midwifery, like she's in nursery, one thing about her, my daughter, is that when relatives are in the hospital and in the hospital that she's in, she has very interesting questions to ask the nurse. And she's one of those people that will come in incognito and ask questions. You might not even, the nurse and the doctor might not even know her because she don't even look like she's a nurse. She just come in, say what she got to say, what's happening, boom, boom. And she knows the lingo and she know how to bring it down to the streets if she have to. And boom, she gets results being a nurse. And she's really just started, but she has the knack and the talent for it. And that's a beautiful thing. You know, my grandmother knew how to do that. And my aunt knew how to do that. Be able to ask those questions that pull it out of you. You know, doctors, nurses, people that's just helping, she pulls it out. And that's very important. So I acknowledge in my grandmother every year. I'll acknowledge my other grandmother, who was also a Cancer. Her birthday was born July the 7th. I'll acknowledge her also, you know. And I acknowledge my grandfather and all of that. So, you know, September 9th and my other grandfather born December the 22nd. All of them were great for what they served in the community. So acknowledge your ancestors. Acknowledge your ancestors. I acknowledge your ancestors. I named the company after my grandmother, her initials, Law, because she also married somebody named Scotland. So it was Lillian Alberta Walters Scotland. So I have a company called Laws. And I call Love All Women Sincerely. But Laws was a management company back in the day where I managed artists back in the day. But I don't do it anymore. I don't manage artists anymore. So, family, on that note, family, I got to take a step to the rear and get the heck on out of here, family. Remember what Dr. Khalid used to say, the late, great Dr. Khalid used to say, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one creator, one God. Remember what Dr. B says. He always says travel light, but he always also says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I'm grateful for my life. Remember what Dr. Blair used to say. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open up my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. And remember what the late, great Maya Angelou used to say. And still we rise. Keep on rising to the top, family. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening to King Simon Presents Only Quality People right here on YouTube. Of course, where the Ministry of Numerovation keeps on teaching. I got another lesson called God and Time. I didn't even put that flyer up, and I already designed the flyer. God and Time. I'm going to be breaking down that whole quote from Vibes Cartel because he just put out an album called God and Time. He changed up his whole way of delivery, and God and Time adds up to a master number 11, the whole saying. And I can't wait to break it down for y'all in a mathematical manner. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening, whatever time, wherever you at on this planet, all 196,940,000 square miles of it. Thank you very much for listening to King Simon, your brother. And remember, I love you because I love me. As simple as that. Thanks again, Dr. B. Peace and love. Go to elevationtime.com. Peace.